So welcome back to this week's Small Talks. I hope you're having a good week and a good start to the day. Cool, let's get into it. So this Small Talks is all about trusting your gut. Honestly, I feel like this is one of the most important things in being able to do anything. Trusting yourself and just believing that you know what you're doing and you know what's best for you. I personally believe that my instincts and my gut feelings and things like that is almost like my guidance system, and I use that to be able to determine whether something is right for me, wrong for me, if I should go for something or if I should stay away from something. So I just want you guys to kind of understand when you have a gut feeling, sometimes you just need to trust it, and why it's important to trust it. So the area that I want to tap into when it comes to trusting your gut is when people start seeking reassurance from people instead of reassuring themselves and kind of having that own assurance in themselves that they know what they're doing. With me, I had a really big problem with reassurance seeking, and I still do sometimes, and it's really bad. Like if I don't know, or if I feel a bit confused, or me and uncertainty, it don't really mix too well. I like to know what's happening, when it's happening, why it's happening, what direction. So I've had to like take a step back and kind of understand that sometimes you don't always know what's going to happen, and seeking assurance and reassurance from other people it can become a vicious cycle of just doubt, and just doubting yourself as well. And although reassurance seeking can seem small, it can actually be a big brick wall between you and where you want to be, you and your destiny, you and that new job, you and that new life amazing opportunity. Whether you're deciding to stay in uni, drop out of uni, get a new job, get a new car, move to a different country, all of these amazing things, start a new project, all of this stuff needs to be able to come from you, and you need to be able to be the one to make those final decisions. And I feel like sometimes when we do ask people for their opinions and what they think and what they would do, it's really what they would do, and you are not living in their life. Do you get it? So everything that you decide to do for your life needs to come from you. And subtly, when we reassurance seek and like we're looking for other people's opinions and what they would do, sometimes it can change what we actually naturally want to do. Because sometimes I'd be wanting to do something that sounds so far-fetched, and it's like, I know that I want to do it and I see it in my head, which means if I can see it, I can actually create it. And if I'm asking Sally, oh, what do you think of this idea, or what do you think of this business venture, or what do you think of this, that's not in their brain, so they don't see that and they don't see where it could go. So this is why I want you guys to be able to put your own opinions and trust your instincts and trust what your self-guidance system is telling you to do. So I want to give you some tips that I use when it comes to trusting my gut and just eliminating asking people for reassurance and their opinions and all of that stuff. So one of the first things I do before I act on any decisions is I allow myself a couple of days, so like 2 to 3 days, to be able to think about whether I'm going to be able to cope with this new project or this new job or whatever it is. Normally because I need to allow myself to digest the information and just think about it. One of the reasons why I do this is because I have a habit of rushing into things, especially when it's a new project or a new job. Like I get so excited because I just love being busy that I sometimes don't actually think, okay, cool, can you actually manage this? Do you have the time? Do you have the energy? Do you have the mental capacity to be able to take on all these other things? And sometimes I don't. And when I give myself that time to be able to think, it eliminates me worrying and feeling stressed, because normally I'd say yes and then forget about all of the things that it comes with. And normally once I've said yes and I'm stressed, this is when I would start to go to my friends and I'd be like, guys, what do you think? Do you think I should? Do you think, what if, but I don't know, but should I? What would you do? And that is when the vicious cycle of reassurance seeking starts, because it's not good enough when you've got one opinion from one of your friends. You need to now talk to the other friend, and oh, I've just spoken to 2 girls, maybe I need a male's perspective. Oh, I just spoke to 2 younger people, maybe I need an older person's opinion. And it just doesn't end. So for me to eliminate the reassurance seeking and not trusting in myself, that's why I take myself away from the actual thing, stay there, let the whole situation marinate, and then I come to the decision and I decide whether it's good for me, instead of going to a friend and asking if it would be good for them when it's not for them. Do you know what I mean? Number 2, for me, one of the biggest things in eliminating me constantly asking for reassurance from other people and things like that is I needed to believe that everything I needed, I already had. I had the answers, I had the ability to be able to do the thing that I want to do. And a lot of me reassurance seeking is because I'm doubtful. I'm quite a doubtful person. Like, I doubt my ability to be able to do certain things, and I always prove myself wrong when it comes to that. I kind of had to have like conversations with myself when I feel like I need to kind of like talk to certain people about things, and I can feel myself like kind of spiraling into that cycle, that vicious cycle of reassurance seeking. I kind of have to sit down with myself and just be like, you have everything that you need. Anything that you don't have, you don't need. I have to like kind of build myself up and just like, you know, give myself a pep talk and just be like, okay, you've got the answers, it's fine, whatever happens, you're good, God's on your side, he's there, he already knows what's gonna happen, and he's already got you. Like, all of this stuff, I have to do all of that, and it's a mish, but that is what I did to have to build myself up to be able to have the ability to just make decisions for myself and not be so dependent on what somebody else's opinion would be on the decision that I'm making. And the last thing that I had to come to the realization of is nothing is certain, nothing is set in stone. So things can go really good or they can go really bad, but at the end of the day, you just need to understand that you've tried, and that's all you can do. Like, honestly, with me, I used to be so like crippled with not knowing things and just feeling unsure of things. That's why I think my reassurance seeking back in the day was so bad, is because I just don't like uncertainty. And I think once I realised that nothing's certain anyways, like absolutely nothing is certain, you kind of just have to make a move and just see how it goes. Like, really like weigh up your options. That's why the first step I said is, you know, having a think about it and like, you know, not rushing into anything and taking time, because when you've done that, you've eliminated a sense of worry. Do you know what I mean? Like, you understand that nothing's certain in that moment. You can understand that you may say yes, but then a pandemic will happen. Do you know what I mean? And then things completely change. But it's all about adapting and being able to understand that, you know, we need to be more like water and just flow and just fit through the little gaps and the little problems and all of that stuff. We're not trying to be like rocks that get stuck at the door. Do you get it? So yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. Let me know if this helped you, if any tips. If you have any tips on reassurance seeking, let me know, because it's still an ish for me. I'm just working through it. But yeah, I hope you have a lovely day. I hope you have a lovely week, and I will be back sooner than you think.